She went out to walk her dog and never came back. What the police found next wasn't just tragic, it was terrifying. A murderer, previously released under supervision, used his freedom not to reform, but to destroy an innocent life. A failure that could have been prevented. They knew he was dangerous. They knew he had vanished. Yet, somehow, nothing was done. This is the true crime story of Roy Barclay, a fugitive who vanished into the shadows, living in off-grid camps like a wild man, only to re-emerge 2 years later to kill a woman who had no idea she was being followed. A woman who represented peace, normalcy, family. Back in 2021, Roy Barclay was released from prison after serving a sentence for a brutal assault, grievous bodily harm, or GBH. He was supposed to be under strict license conditions, monitored closely under the UK's MAPPA system, which was designed to track high-risk offenders. But Roy had other plans. He disappeared. He breached his parole. He missed appointments. He ignored his curfew. And then, silence. For over 2 years, Roy Barclay became a ghost in the woods. Authorities barely noticed. The system didn't catch him. He built hideouts, scavenged, stayed off the grid. But what no one knew, what no one wanted to know, was that he was watching, waiting, planning. Then came July 2023. Anita Rose, 57, a loving mother and grandmother, left her home for a peaceful dog walk in Brantham, Suffolk. It was a routine she followed often. She wore her pink jacket, smiled at neighbors, held her dog leash in hand. Just another morning. But that day, Roy Barclay was watching. CCTV later showed him stalking Anita from a distance. He walked slowly, silently, calculated. Then the attack began. He came from behind, brutally stomped on her chest, crushing bones with unimaginable force. He didn't stop there. In one final, disturbing move, he took a dog lead and tied it around her ankle. That wasn't random. That was his signature. Police now believe he may have done this before. When officers arrived at the scene, they found her lifeless body alone in the woods, battered and broken. But nearby, they found something else. Clues. A makeshift shelter hidden in the undergrowth. A discarded glove with Roy's DNA. A jacket. Boots that matched the bloody footprints. A mobile phone. The forensic trail was undeniable. Roy Barclay had left behind a map of his own guilt. Within days, he was arrested, caught, dragged from the shadows, and put back into the system that had once let him go. The courtroom was tense. Anita's daughter gave a powerful testimony, tears in her eyes as she described a woman who meant everything to their family. She was our heart, she said. She was light. She was safety, and she was stolen. The judge heard every word. The jury watched every frame of CCTV. The prosecution laid out the facts, the DNA, the footprint match, the timeline, the digital evidence, the chilling signature move. There was no doubt. On July 9, 2025, Roy Barclay was found guilty of murdering Anita Rose. He now faces life in prison, with sentencing scheduled for August 6th. The court made it clear, this time, he will never walk free again. But the story doesn't end there. The UK government has launched a full review of the MAPPA system, the very program that failed to monitor Roy properly. Investigations are underway. Changes are being proposed. And this time, voices are being heard. Families of victims, advocates, even former police officers are demanding reform. And as for Anita's family, they've chosen to fight back with love. They've started a foundation in her name, the Rose Initiative, dedicated to improving parole monitoring and supporting families affected by violent crime. Her memory is now more than a loss, it's a legacy. Roy Barclay took a life, but he didn't break her spirit, because Anita's story is now sparking change. Her name is being spoken across headlines, in parliament debates, in homes where parents worry about safety. She is no longer just a victim. She's a symbol of what must never be allowed to happen again. And that is the final justice. So yes, Roy Barclay lived off-grid. Yes, he tried to disappear. And yes, he killed. But he was caught. He was exposed. He was convicted. And now, he will spend the rest of his life in a cage, haunted by the memory of what he did, and by the truth that the woman he tried to silence has become a voice for thousands. Let this be a message to every system that fails to act, To every authority that ignores the signs, to every offender who thinks they can vanish into the shadows, you will be found. You will face justice. And no matter how dark your path may be, there will always be light strong enough to find you. Justice was delayed, but it was not denied. Anita Rose did not die in vain. Her story will be told. Her name will live on. And Roy Barclay will never be free again.